RP, like let's get a bit into the rugby stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite exciting as well. I mean, got the baby box playing the baby blacks tomorrow.
Great
Yeah.
game.
So in Nelson Mandela Bay. So that's going to be, I think, exciting. Oaks have been 1-1. Argentina has lost.
Yes.
Australia, tough second half. But I think it's going to be interesting to see, like, because you can truly see the future of South African rugby with these guys. I mean, all youngsters. Their captain Riley is like such a superstar at the moment. I mean, that kid, Paul Russo, and shout out to my alma mater, Paul Russo. Like that oak, SA Schools cricket, SA Schools rugby, captain both sides. He's just like a phenomenal sportsman.
For both.
For both.
That's not fair. It's a little bit unfair, you know. Like, shout out to him. You're an absolute legend, but you're too much of a legend. Yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah, too good.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the boys do tomorrow.
The Australia game was a little bit of a tough watch, having such a great lead in the first half. But I mean, shout out, and I never do this. Shout out to the Australian side.
I can see it's tough.
I can see it's rugby tough. Team, yeah. But damn, dude, they gave it gas into that second half to come back that hard.
Just shows you, rugby is like a game of two halves. I mean, if you switch off for 10 minutes, you can just lose it like that.
Yeah. On the under-20 thing, because while I was watching the game, I actually wanted to message you and ask you this. There's guys that are being pulled into the Stormers side straight from university. But then there's guys in the under-20 Springbok that aren't playing Stormers or provincial level rugby, right? How does that work?
So all these under-20 players would have franchise contracts, so they all would be contracted either to a Stormers or Bulls or Sharks. But a lot of the time they being selected quite early, so they go into this high-performance group like of under-20s. So they get chances to work with some of the Springbok coaches. They work with all the Springbok S&C guys. So they've been earmarked quite early in the future for South African rugby. So that's how that process works. So you'll see a lot of them probably in the next 2 years start playing more Currie Cup rugby, more URC. You'll start seeing the Oaks. If they don't get much game time franchise-wise, they'll probably start playing a lot of Varsity Cup as well.
Yeah, because it's quite a system to try and understand in terms of, I can imagine being a player myself if I was in, say now I'm at Stellenbosch, right? And I'm playing like Marty's first side. You get, 3-4 years of getting to play at Marty's, let's say, like average?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
That's an incredible level to achieve in rugby. But it's also then 3-4 years where you have the chance to get picked.
Yeah.
But once you 21, 22, the under-20 Springbok side isn't...
Yeah, you only got that 2 chances.
Yeah.
Your first year and your second year out of school.
Straight out of school.
Yeah.
2 years chance, that's it. But then the final year or 2 years in university, you can get called up for provincial, right?
Yeah, you can still play for any franchise. I think a lot of the Oaks go into the Varsity Cup with the mission to like try and make it into a professional outfit. Like they want to end up with the Stormers, and that's where you see like there's a lot of young guys coming through the whole time with the Varsity Cup, and they give it a full go, get an opportunity to study, just enrich their lives in somehow, and then play the sport they love, but then also with the hopes of being seen by like a Dobbo or Jake White or someone to pull them out of the Varsity Cup into the professional setup.
Yeah. And as a rugby player, if I want to be, just like as someone that's had a career that you've had, right? Like chatting to the kids, let's say, I say kids, but they all 6'5", 300 pounds and would eat me, but kids.
Yeah.
What do they have to do in order to be seen? Because I think of like, it's easy for me to wrap my head around saying I'm a soccer player and you come watch his game and he scores 3 goals and you go, wow, that guy's outstanding, right? Or you score 3 tries and you're like, I'm already got 3 tries. But there's so much more to the game than the guy that's actually just putting the ball down on the try line, right?
No, 100%.
Is it the consistency? Is it maybe a standout moment? Is it a need that Dobbo or Jake White have that they before even getting to the game are intentionally we need someone that can kick, for example. So that's what they look for specifically, or is it a lot more open than that?
No, it's a lot more open. I think probably the big thing they would be looking for is like a consistent player. Like, first of all, you need to be good at rugby. Like, you're not just gonna make.
Let's put that first.
Yeah, like first, like so you do. Like every player has like a certain skill set. Like Cheslin's exceptionally quick and he's got good feet, he's got good hands. So everyone will see it, but then you can't just do it at a varsity cup level because maybe the competition is not good enough. So then they push him into a senior side, like in a Stormers, and then he excels there, and then he becomes a Springbok. And that's how like the natural transition works. Like you'll maybe start out, or if you were like exceptional at school, you'll get pushed into the high performance program, and then from there you would go Stormers, Springboks, or whatever the route is.
Okay.
But for guys to get seen, I think it's just that consistent, like good performances. Like I can't see Oak going very far in his life, even though if he's a good rugby player, I play one good game, one bad game, because then like you can't rely on him. Like he needs to be able to week in, week out. He just goes like flipping. I'm willing to give everything. I'm working hard. I listen to my coaches because the coaches also. I promise you, Dobbo and them speak to the varsity cup coach as well and say like, listen, we're thinking about contracting this kid, and like, how's he at training? Does he work hard? Does he do his analysis? Does he do his homework? And the coach will be like, oh, it's a great Oak. He does everything very well, and he plays well as well. And then it's like then it becomes a bit easier to go into that next step. But it's so it's tough these days. There's so many good rugby players, and there's only 200 spots available when it comes to
it's scary, dude.
The franchises.
Even if you don't end up playing here,
it's always opportunity to go overseas.
You could go overseas, right? But are there enough channels currently for the young guns to go, cool, I didn't get picked to play provincially here, sick, I'm just going to go to the UK? Because like that's a huge move. It's expensive, it's visas, it's opportunities, it's offers, whatever. Like that's a whole nother mission on its own. So I wonder how open those lanes are for them to go over.
Yeah, it depends. It also like it would be a club, overseas club would probably look internally first, so they'll probably look for someone. But then if you have got a good agent, like you fill out a certain style that they're looking for, a certain player profile they're looking for, then the transition becomes easy because they'll also have scouts looking at the varsity cup. They'll have scouts looking at Curry Cup performances, and there will be agents that like punch you to 10 different clubs overseas, and then hopefully there's someone that bites and is willing to pay the right amount of money for you to go. But yeah, I think probably if you like very good rugby play and you don't get opportunities in South Africa, I think going to like a Japan, going to a France, a lot of these Oaks made great careers for themselves playing abroad. So yeah, but now it's raining, eh?
Jeez, now it's coming down. It's going to be an interesting game for the Stormers versus Dragons.
Yeah,
great little transition, Josh. Great little transition. The Barbarians are also now coming to South Africa.
Come to Cape Town, yeah.
For a game against South Africa. A friend of mine was explaining what I thought was really cool, and I didn't know this about the Barbarians, but obviously they all have uniform, but their socks.
Oh yeah, it's their club socks.
That's so cool. And some of the guys pick socks from like their high school team or their country that they're from or their club. Like apparently some of the dudes will wear one sock for country, one sock for, their high school team. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah. It's like a similar thing to what the URC is trying to do with that, like with the Origin, like when they do those Origin rounds and you play.
What's that?
So I think it happens like once or twice in the calendar season. They do like Origin, like where you originally from. So you play in your school socks or you play in your club socks. So I mean, put on the Paul Roos socks and then and jog out for the Stormers. But yeah, it's pretty cool, like that Barbarians thing. And I've had the pleasure to be involved with them twice before. And it's such a fun week. And I think those boys coming to Cape Town, it's going to be chaos.
It's going to be a send.
Yeah, because it's Sunday when you arrive, it's in the pub. Monday in the pub, Tuesday in the pub, Wednesday in the pub.
Really?
Thursday the Oaks start like we're playing a game this weekend, so we just need to maybe calm down a bit. But then some guys still go to the pub. But yeah, it's very cool. Like I really enjoyed playing for the Barbarians. I think it was a massive honor for me, and I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see also what Rassie does with that team. If he's going to pick a couple of new guys, when he's going to go full metal jacket, or to see if he wants to get the combos flowing again, like in prepping for Italy and the rest of the season. But it's exciting.
It's going to be like
Cape Town. I think Cape Town's looking forward to hosting a game like that.
Is it more a game of like? Obviously, it's still a serious game because it's two phenomenal teams. But is there like a bit of shithousery to it of like, we can have a bit of fun with this game, it's the boys against the boys kind of thing? Or is it a dead set, serious?
No, it's still a big rugby game. So everything building up to the game, like probably with the Barbos, it's a bit less like strict and professional. Like you go for your training and you get together and everyone like has your team meetings and you talk a bit of strategy. But it's more of like a get together and just celebrate rugby. But I think for like a Bokke or a Springbok side, it would be more of a preparation game. It doesn't count as a test match, so you don't get a test cap. As you just play a match for the Springboks, but you don't get capped for it. And then I think that's just like it's a good like experimental stage of trying some new moves, because the Barbarians game is always like it's not that structured. It's like a very free flowing running game. So it's entertaining rugby first of all, but there's the rugby element is big, and I think also with the Barbarians they talk a lot about like not disrespecting what the institute stands for.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you still, even though the Oaks get together, have a lot of fun, there's still a job that needs to be done over the weekend. That's important.
Did you guys win as the Barbarians with the times you played?
Yeah, we beat Argentina at Twickenham. It's quite cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Can you remember who was alongside you?
It's basically a full Springbok team. We were like 17 Springboks. Rassie and Jacques was the coaches, full Springbok side. And then we had a couple of New Zealanders, a couple of Aussies in there as well. Ryan Wilson, he also does the rugby pod. He's got a rugby podcast as well. But Philip, it was a lot of fun.
That's so dope.
You make great memories with the boys. Like you get to know them, and